What's going on, guys? Ben here, Enos Tech, and today we're taking a look at the CM Storm Quickfire XTI mechanical gaming keyboard. Now, as you can see, I've got it set up right here on my system. I've been using it for a couple weeks now, and it's a great keyboard, but we'll get to all that in a bit. Looking on the box real quick, of course this features the genuine Cherry MX switches. The version I have are Cherry MX Browns, which I've actually liked them quite a bit. It actually is a nice keyboard to type on and game on. Has mixable dual color blue and red backlighting for up to 35 different backlightings per key, which we'll take a bit closer look at how to change all that in a bit. You can have the active light per key illumination, multiple LED preset lighting modes, 4 profiles which are easily changed through. It has macro support, on the fly 4 profile macro support. It has repeat rate adjustments, up to 4 times speed over USB. Now, one of the little nifty things about this keyboard is it doesn't have software. Everything is controlled right on the keyboard itself. Again, I said I've been using it for a couple weeks now, and it's great. It will take you a little bit of time to get used to it and get it all set up the way you want, but once you figure out what you're doing with the different key combinations, it's quite easily done. You'll figure it out, you'll get going good. So before I start rambling on too much, why don't we have a closer look at the keyboard and see some of the features and how to get them set up. Alright, so here we have, as you can see, I've got the keyboard set up to just blue. As always, I do apologize. I know my camera is not the best for this. I'll hopefully be upgrading soon. Now, as mentioned, there's no real software for this. Everything is done right from the keyboard. For instance, if you want to change the color of the lighting, you hit the function key down here, and then the F1 key is for blue. As you can see, it brightens it up a bit. And the F2 key is for red. As you can see, we just added a bit of purple. Now it kind of looks purpley pink. Now a bit more purple. And as you can see, now we turn the blue off. Now we've got red. You got nice bright red, blue, red. As you can see, it keeps going on. If you turn the red off, boom, blue. Then you got a few different levels for blue. Then you get blue, red. Now you can get nice purple. It does take a little bit of while to get used to it and get everything all set up and going. There are, of course, a few different modes which are controlled by the F3 key. As you can see, this is kind of a breathing mode that breathes through the one color. Now if we change it to purple, as you can see, it's kind of like a bluey purple breathe to it now, which is quite nice. Again, like I said, you've just got to play with it. With all these illuminated keyboards, you've got to play around with them and get used to what they're going to do, because they're all a bit different. We can go ahead and hit mode again, and as you can see, this is kind of the tracer mode, I believe you would call it, where as you type, the keys illuminate behind you, which is quite nice, depending on your preferred typing style. As you can see here as well, we've got the numlock keys. You can go ahead. These let me know. I've just hit the caps lock and numlock. These let me know they're of course on. As you can see, the F4 key is illuminated. This is telling me that the Windows key lock is enabled. As always, you just hit the function F4 key. Now it's disabled, so now if I hit the Windows key, my start menu pops up. If I want to lock it back, boom, now I hit this, nothing happens. It's a great feature, especially for gaming. I myself, I do use the Windows key a lot, especially in Windows 10, but when I'm in game, it's always nice to have an easy option to go ahead and lock that bad boy up, so we have no interruptions. Lastly, we've got, as you can see here, we've kind of got a bit of a wave effect going on, which is it's nice to look at. I don't know how it would be for typing on. If you have to look at your keyboard, it might mess with your head a little bit, but it's definitely nice to look at. And we've got this kind of mode here. As you can see, it sends things out crazy like that. That's kind of trippy if you ask me. As you can see, I get the nice blue going on. That would definitely mess you up typing, like have your eyes all over the place. It's quite nice though, it's fun. Now we've got a different type of, as you can see, that we hold it, it goes up and across. That's kind of a unique one. I haven't seen that mode before that highlights a different set of keys and whatnot. What else do we have? Here we go, snake. This is a thing keyboard companies are doing more and more now. It sounds silly. I know a lot of people won't really care for it too much, but it's just one of those things. It's fun to show it off. It's fun to have. As you can see, like this one, you don't die. Your snake just keeps going and going and going. So I imagine it keep going until you hit your tail or something. Again, it's not a super important feature, but it's fun. And especially on this keyboard, we don't need the software to get it. You just hit that function F4 key a couple times, well, F3 key, and boom. After a while, you get there. As you can see here, this is illumination off. No matter what we do, there are no lights there. Again, function F3, and hopefully we should be back to our normal mode. As mentioned, it does have the repeat rate adjustments. There are 4 different levels, F5 through F8. You have 1 times, 2 times, 4 times, and 8 times. So you can go ahead and set those as well. If you want to set up macros, you use the function F9 and F10 keys. I haven't gone into too much detail about those because I personally do not use macro keys. There are a few more keys up here. We can of course hit function pause, as you can see. That also turns the LED. This is this is how you can illuminate individual keys. You hit the function pause, and now you can pick which keys will be illuminated. So obviously, if you want your FPS gaming or whatnot, depending on what you do, how you play, you can have just certain keys illuminated, so you don't need to see the whole keyboard. You can see just what you want to. To go ahead and choose the different profiles, as mentioned, there are P1 through P4 buttons up here, as you can see. As I hit them, the lighting's changed, and as you can see, P4 is now set to my FPS profile. But if I want my whole keyboard illuminated, P1, boom, I'm back in the game. Now I know this is rambling on a bit, so let's go ahead, have a few final words, and wrap this video up. Alright, so there you have it. We've taken a bit of a closer look at the CM Storm Quickfire XTI, and we've gone through some of the lighting profiles and how to set them up. I will of course cover this again in the written review. In case there was anything you missed or didn't understand, I'll go over it in a bit more detail. And I'll go into a bit more detail about the macro keys and some of the refresh rates and that you can also set up. As you can see, the lighting profile, the lighting part of this video was going a little bit long, so I didn't want to go into too much detail about all of it. But if you are interested in that, enistech.com for the review, and check that out. Again, I've been using this for a couple weeks now, and it's a great keyboard. It took me literally no time to get used to. I just kind of got away. The Cherry MX Browns. First time using the Cherry Browns. I've used the Kale or Cow, whatever you want to call them, Browns before. And I have to say, you can definitely tell the difference with the Cherries. Typing on it was quite nice. Gaming, it's responsive. As said, you got the different response refresh rates you can set up and a few other settings to go ahead and make the most of this keyboard. I'm going to go ahead and conclude this here, as this is pretty much just a little closer look video. Thank you guys for watching. Please check back on enistech.com for the written review. And as always, stay tuned for more content in the near future.